Good afternoon, everybody. Heidi Foy, the creator of Opportunities with Bullfrog Creatives. We are back today. A special treat this afternoon. We're going to talk to rodeo coach from Pratt Community College. Stay tuned. Listen, it wouldn't be normal if we didn't have technical difficulties. So I see that I was muted for that first little half. Heidi Foy, creator of Opportunities here. Today we have a special guest from Pratt Community College. Let me get him added in here. Mr. Rocky Patterson, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So listen, there's kind of a string of questions that we have asked every coach that we've had on our broadcast. So I'm just going to start from the top. Talk to me a little bit about where y'all are located and maybe just the community size.
Okay, we're in South Central Kansas. Everybody knows where Wichita and most people know where Dodge City is, and we're right between the two.
Okay, perfect.
I think the population here is right around 6,500. Pretty rural, pretty small town America.
Perfect. So does that include the size of the college as well? I mean, what size is your college?
First question, you've already stopped.
That's okay. That's all right.
About 1,000 full-time students.
Yeah.
Okay, about 1,000 full-time students. Perfect. So it's a little bit smaller atmosphere for those kids that might be interested in not moving and going on to college, but not looking for that 300 people in your seminar class. This will be a great opportunity.
That's right.
So talk to me about some of the academic programs that y'all have there.
Well, we have a pretty big automotive department. We have Ag Power, which is farm equipment repair. We have EPT for the electric power technologies. We have nursing department.
General ed.
Yeah, all the general and all the ag. A lot of farm and ranch management students.
Okay, so more of a more technical rather than some of the other academics that we've talked about at larger colleges. Definitely plays a role, I think, in the education system. Not everybody is ready to go on to that 4-year college when they graduate from high school. I went to a junior college first, and I think it served me well.
Yeah, as I did. I think a lot of 17, 18, 19-year-olds are undecided on what they want to do for the rest of their life. And that's one thing about a junior college is you can go get 2 years of your basics and still go about any direction you want.
Yeah, for sure. And if you plan it right, you absolutely can go any direction you want. I mean, if you take the right general ed classes, I think I got a Associates of Applied Sciences. And when I got to the 4-year college, they wanted to know who my academic advisor was, and I could basically go any direction that I wanted to. Fortunately, I was my academic advisor, so that worked out well. I think it was because I didn't know what I wanted, so I kept bouncing around and taking all the things.
Well, you'll see some of that.
Yeah. I did only change my major once, so I've got that going for me. Rocky, talk to me a little bit about what you see on your rodeo team specifically. What are some of the academic things that they're focusing on?
Oh, here at Pratt, we have a lot of ag background. Right. We have a lot of kids that think they're headed into pre-vet. Some branch off in different directions, but just everything. We always have some that are here for the electric power technologies. Like I say, we've got a young lady here now that's in the nursing program. It's all across the board. Mm-hmm.
So can you explain to me what the electric power technologies is?
Well, that's Minnesota Rural Electric. They can come in here, I think, in 1 year and complete a program and get, there's pretty high demand. They can get a job after 1 year.
Wow, that is a good program. That's great. I know we talk a lot about about placement and job placement, but so many colleges don't really offer that direct job placement anymore. So that's a really good opportunity to go to school knowing you have a place to land when you're done.
Yeah, I think our Ag Power, they do a pretty good job placing kids, and automotive just I think it's pretty good pathway.
Perfect. So I got to look at my notes here. Do you guys offer a lot of schools that we've talked to have kind of a restriction or a rule that incoming freshmen have to live on campus? Do you guys have any of those types of regulations, I guess?
Yes, we do. The way it reads here is if you're on any type of athletic scholarship or any scholarship, you must live in the dorms with a few exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're over 21 or if you're married or if if you're from Pratt or the local surrounding areas.
Right. Pretty similar to the junior college that I went to. And I know those that are tuning in, that have tuned in the past, know this. I did not. I swindled my way out of living on campus. And that's one thing that I wish that I would not have done. I wish I would have had that experience. I think I was nervous to have a roommate that I didn't know. But I know I still met a lot of great people. But I do feel like I might have missed out on some opportunity there. So don't be shy. Just live with somebody, pull the trigger, and see what happens. It's a good opportunity and a good way. I would add to, if you're rodeoing, oftentimes those are the only people that you're around, and like a family, y'all can get sick of each other. So it's nice to have another group of friends or another way to meet other people. So just bite the bullet, live in the dorms. So the other thing that we've talked about is, do you guys have meal plans that the students can purchase? I assume some of them come with the dorm living.
Yes, we have meal plans. That's one of the things that's convenient here at PCC is our dorms are between our practice facility and the actual school facility itself. So, you don't ever have to get in a vehicle if you don't want to.
Perfect. So that's a great segue. Let's talk about that a little bit more. So you mentioned that it's right there on campus. The students don't have to leave. I assume, talk to me about your practice facility.
Well, we have a indoor and outdoor arena, and then we have three horse barns, all have covered stalls with runs attached. And it's nice. Students can get up in the morning and they can walk out there and feed their horse on their way to breakfast in the cafeteria or on their way to class, or if they have an hour off in the middle of the day, a lot of them will go saddle and ride, or it's just handy being right here close. Yeah,
for sure. So do the students have to pay to board their horses there, or is that included in their scholarship? Talk to us about that.
No, the stalls are included in the scholarship. We get a deposit on the stalls, and that's just one-time deal to make sure we get them clean in the spring so they're ready to go next year.
For sure. So we did have somebody reach out and ask about your women's team. What type of women's team are you expecting this fall?
Well, our numbers are down a little, and we're in the process of trying to increase the program. And we're being pretty aggressive with that.
Perfect. That's good news. So let's keep on going. As far as practice is concerned, do you guys have kind of a set practice schedule, or what does that look like right now coming into the spring?
Well, with the timed events, we generally practice 3 days a week. Of course, all our rodeos got postponed last fall and moved over into spring. So when we start here in a couple of weeks, it's about every weekend. And so we kind of work that schedule out according to everybody's class schedule. And the way it's kind of working lately is we've been doing timed events on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We have a fairly large livestock sale barn here at Pratt, and we always have a few of our students work out there, and that's on Thursday. like this spring, a lot of our rodeos start on Thursday, so we'll be gone. And those will basically be the three nights a week we're here anyway.
Man, you guys are going to be going overboard this spring trying to get all those rodeos pushed in.
Yes, it's going to be.
That's I think that's every college kid's dream, to be rodeoing that much. They probably wish it was like that the whole year.
Well, the ones that are winning sure will like it.
That's true. You get on a streak like that, it really pays off. So talk to me about, you mentioned that there's a sale yard there in town. So I assume you have access to fresh cattle quite a bit.
Oh yeah, we keep plenty of practice stock around. We have a local guy here that has about 40 or 50 bucking bulls that they feed, and sometimes they bring them out. Sometimes kids just go out there to their place and get on them, but we keep plenty of timed event stock around here.
Perfect. So let's talk a little bit more broad. I do know we've talked about it on here the last couple of weeks about the signing day is coming up. And the closer we get to signing day and the farther away on the other side of signing day we get, the more difficult scholarship money can be for these students to find. What does your scholarship money look like? Do you still have some available? Are you still recruiting, or do you have pretty good time? Like everything's pretty well set?
No, we're still actively recruiting. We have several college visits set up here in the next 60 days. You know, it just seems like fall gets away from you with the other sports and stuff. And it just seems like January, February, and March is a lot of college visit time.
So I assume then by that y'all are having in-person college tours.
Yes.
You're not having to do those virtual this year.
You can do them virtual, but we still have a lot of people on campus.
Perfect. So just a little shout out to those of you guys that are watching. I want to make sure that you know that signing day is March. And if you do have an interest in visiting some of these colleges, take note. A lot of them, some of them are requiring that you do virtual tours, and like Pratt, some of them are allowing you to come in person. So make sure you're reaching out in advance. Make those phone calls early and often. I can say one thing that I probably did not do very well is being proactive in the recruitment process. If you think you're so good that all these coaches are going to come to you, that is probably not going to happen. Be the squeaky wheel and get on the horn, get in the emails, get on Facebook. A lot of these coaches can be reached via Facebook. A lot of them can be reached via email. So be proactive in your recruitment, and don't just sit back and wait for something to happen, because more than likely you will be waiting, sadly waiting for a long time. So some other things to talk about, sir. Do you have, I guess, a plan for this fall? I mean, of course, we're really early in the season now, especially since y'all haven't even had, like, normally we'd be having this, okay, you're halfway through the season conversation, but you're not. In particular, your region is not. I believe there were 3 regions that postponed all of their fall rodeos for the spring. So you're not alone, although it probably feels like you are. Talk to me about kind of what you see on the horizon for college rodeo.
Well, I personally hope we get back to normal. That's back to the college visit. If you want to do that through technology, that's your prerogative. I personally, I like to sit down across the desk or table from some young man or woman and their parents and get to know them a little bit. And I think it gives them a lot better feel for what we have here if they'll make their way to campus and come look around and visit with some people.
Well, I mean, you bring up a really good point. And we've talked about it here before. It's more than just making sure that the college has the program that you're looking for, but making sure that it's a good fit for you. What are some things that you look for? I guess when you're sitting across the table from those student athletes, what are some things that you look for?
Oh, I don't know if I can tell you what it is more than I can feel what, I like to get to meet mom and dad personally.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes a big difference. We talk a lot on here about making sure that it's a good fit, making sure that your coaching style is going to fit that athlete. And we talked about it last week. Rodeo is something that prior to the collegiate level, your coach probably is your mom and dad. And so it changes a little bit, changes the dynamic once you get to college and you have somebody else kind of refining those skills. So I think I would agree with you. I mean, I think that sitting across the table definitely comes into play. Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about Pratt?
Oh, I don't know. I just, if you're out there and you're thinking about college rodeo and you're looking for a school, give us a call. It doesn't cost a whole lot. It doesn't cost anything to call us, and doesn't cost a whole lot to come visit us.
That's absolutely right. I think that, like you said, this is the time of year to be getting those on-campus tours set up and making those phone calls. And I will reiterate, I assume, do y'all have some application deadlines coming up that we should know about?
Yeah, I don't think they're pressing. I mean,
okay, not anything like tomorrow.
No.
Okay. Well, I know we missed a couple of them, some earlier coaches that I talked to. So I always want to make sure that we ask those questions too. Well, Rocky, if you don't have anything else to add, I think we've gone through my list of questions. I appreciate your time. I know that this is going to be an interesting year. I hope to meet you in person when y'all get to come to Casper in June, and we'll be doing some more different broadcasts while you guys are in Casper also.
Okay, Heidi, thanks for having us.
All right, thank you. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We were pretty quick there, but answered all the questions. Again, I want to remind you guys, listen, it takes zero time. Just like Mr. Patterson said, costs no money to make that phone call, and it costs hardly anything to get out there and visit these colleges. Most of the colleges have opened. Most of them that we've talked to on this platform are open, and you can do the in-person tour. So make the phone calls and get those set up. Just like Rocky said, it's really important for you to meet face-to-face. And even if you can't meet face-to-face, at least have that conversation over the phone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.